God without reincarnation makes no sense. Listen, religious authorities trying to describe God. One of the things you'll hear is that God is all justice and knows everything. I'm not sure if they follow through in what they're saying, because if God knows everything, and if there's just one existence, then God is either or both ignorant, in reality lacks complete knowledge, or simply malevolent, created some of us merely to endure suffering. Well, I don't believe that God is any of these things. However, if I were to assume that we only have a single existence, I'll be compelled to conclude that God is ignorant or malevolent. Allow me to explain why. Consider, for instance, the everyday lives of individuals like Joe, Max, and Ryan. Joe's parents were a married, college-educated couple, met at a place of worship, and were admired citizens. Joe received love not only from his parents, but also from the religious community, which helped him gain self-confidence and excel academically. Joe graduated at the top of his class, secured a well-paying job, and worked hard to be a good person. By age 30, he built a comfortable life for himself. But at 33, he passed away from pancreatic cancer. Now, what about Max? Max was born to a drug addict mom, never knew his father. Eventually, his mother abandoned him too. He faced rejection from the beginning, which contributed to self-doubt and poor performance in school. Max didn't graduate, joined a gang, and by age 30 had been in jail multiple times. Despite invitations to attend religious services, he declined them all, took pleasure in criminal activity, and had no regrets. In a shootout with the rival gang, after taking some lives, he was also killed at 33 years old. What about Ryan? Nothing much to say about Ryan because he died when he was only 1 month old from sudden infant death syndrome. According to most religious tradition, what will be the fate of Joe after death? He was a good person. He will go to heaven. And Max, he was a bad person. He will go to hell. And Ryan, he wasn't good or bad, so eventually, after some judgment day, he will end up in heaven. Firstly, if you're given the choice to be any of these individuals, who would you rather be? Most of us would likely choose Ryan, because he did not do anything and yet he will enjoy the benefits of being in heaven. Now, if you only could choose between being Joe or Max, which one would you choose? Once again, you would likely choose to be Joe, because he clearly had a greater chance of happiness and success. The fact that we would choose to be Ryan or Joe is strong evidence that we perceive inequality at the outset of the lives of these three individuals. Therefore, God was unjust because he granted these three individuals unequal beginnings. It is self-evident that he favored Ryan and Joe. But also keep in mind that Ryan didn't do anything to deserve to go to the same place as Joe had to work for. Now, let's consider Max. By God being omniscient, it knows everything, including the future. Then, wouldn't God know the path that Max would choose, leading to the conditions for him to commit murder, be killed, and ultimately end up in hell? So why create Max? Was it to make him an example for others? If you're in Max's position, facing hell for eternity, would that seem fair to you? Some say Max had free will, but the main issue is if God knows everything, it knew Max's choice, leading him to hell. Does it make sense for an all-just and good God to create someone bound for hell? No. Interpreting life events with the belief in only one existence, nothing makes sense, especially God. However, through the lens of reincarnation, God is indeed all-knowing and just. The inequalities noticeable everywhere are not created by God, but rather the outcomes of our own actions in this or previous lives, also known as reincarnations. There are no favoritisms or victims. The families into which we're born, along with the opportunities and innate abilities we have or lack, are consequences of our own negative and positive choices based on the law of cause and effect. So, we are left with two alternatives. Either we have to conclude that there is just one existence and our fate depends on luck and God is ignorant, unjust, and malevolent, or there are multiple existences and our fate is determined by our own actions from this and previous reincarnations. Between the two scenarios, which one better aligns with the concept of an all-knowing and just God? If you'd like to watch more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and leave your comments down below. See you in the next video.